Mustangs from Marble Falls. The Raiders pick up a victory Tuesday night versus Marble Falls as Dalton Porter goes for a complete game shutout, two-hit shutout.
Two-hit shutout, that's right, Michael.
As they defeat Marble Falls 5-0 and look to continue their winning ways in district here tonight versus these same Marble Falls Mustangs. Introductions are going on right now, and I will intro the lineup for Marble Falls. Leading off for the Mustangs, number 8, Zach Zavala, the shortstop. He's followed by number 4, Sean Curtis, who will be the starting pitcher tonight. Batting third, number 10, Cooper Wilson in center field. He will be followed by number 7, the catcher, Jack Zamarripa. Number 13, Dylan Mayberry, will be batting fifth at third base. Number 2, Luke Nail, will be in left field and batting sixth. Number 17, Connor Chase, will be in right field. He will be followed by the number 8 hitter, number 11, Chance Haley at first base. Rounding out the order will be number 1, Sean Farrell, and he will be at second base. For your Rouse Raiders, leading off, the center fielder, number 6, Jake Alepa. He will be followed by the right fielder, number 55, Dalton Porter. Number 22, Connor Bennett, will be at shortstop batting third. He will be followed by number 26, Lance Little at first base. Number 23, Jared Southard, will be on the hill for the Raiders, and he will be followed by number 1, Dylan Lewis at second base. Matt Garcia will be playing third base, and DHing for him will be number 4, Tanner Robbins. And batting eighth, number 34, Fisher Kingsbury, will be behind the plate, and number 14, Alex Servatus, will be in left field. We'll take a moment for the national anthem, and we will be right back in just one moment. It's baseball time in Texas as we're set to get underway here in Leander. Beside me tonight is Scott Mount. Scott will be our color analyst, and he is running the board tonight and keeping the scoreboard up to date.
And we are ready to roll here. The lights are on.
And the Raiders take the field as we're set to get underway.
A little bit nicer weather we had the other night, Mike. It's 56 degrees, but not as strong of a wind blowing straight into us.
It is a nice, crisp evening here in Leander. Hardly any breeze right now. As you can see, the flags are just almost prostrate.
Should be a great night for baseball. We've got Jared Southard on the mound. First game for the Raiders being at home in district play.
District home opener, as you mentioned. Once again, defensively for the Raiders, Jared Southard on the hill behind the plate, Fisher Kingsbury. At first base, Lance Little. Dylan Lewis at second base. Connor Bennett is short. Matt Garcia at third base. In left field, Alex Servatus In center field, Jake Alepa, and in right field, Dalton Porter. Due up for the Mustangs in the first, Zavala, Curtis, and Wilson.
Now coming to the plate for the Mustangs, number 8, Zavala.
And here we go, folks. It's baseball time. Central Texas, Friday night.
Thank you very much.
The big right-handed senior on the hill for the Raiders as we get ready to get underway. Bloop hit up the infield. By Zavala. The throw over to first in time to get the out.
Brings up number.
That'll go 3-1
Brings up number 4.
on the putout.
Curtis.
Batting from the left side, number 4, Sean Curtis, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs tonight. So he takes strike 1 from the big right-hander. Southern from the windup, toes in on the rubber. He winds and delivers fastball down and in for ball 1. You got to wonder, Scott, how this cool weather may be affecting his arm.
Yeah, it certainly could.
Pitch is cut on and hit over to second. Lewis has it, throws over to first. Not in time as the umpire calls him safe. Curtis with the single.
Just a little bit of a bloop throw there from second. Not sure what the delay was, but Mustangs have a man on first.
Number 10, Cooper Wilson, the center fielder, comes to the plate. He digs in from the right side. Southern from the stretch. Fastball inside for ball 1. Raiders in their home white jerseys. Gold numbers bordered in maroon. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. That'll even the count. 1-1. Overcast evening here in Leander. And the time change was this past Sunday, so making that adjustment, I think it's kind of taking its toll on a lot of people.
It's taking its toll on me for sure. It's hard to get up in the mornings.
Southern paints the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Wilson. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. Southern picks up the strikeout for out number 2.
Well, the Raiders should be completely rested. They had the day off today, the beginning of spring break.
Number 7, Jack Zamarripa, stands in. He'll dig in from the right side. Zamarripa, the catcher. Courtesy runner, number 9, Ethan Murphy, comes in for Curtis as the pitcher. One on with 2 outs here in the top of the first in a scoreless ball game. Your Rouse Raiders dueling the Marble Falls Mustangs. The second of 2 district games. Pitch is cut on and it's popped up and goes foul out of play for strike 1. Nothing in 1 the count to Zamarripa. Murphy extends his lead at first. Pitch from Southern. Fastball. Misses outside for ball 1. And the count evens. Dylan Mayberry on deck for the Mustangs. The pitch. Curveball in for a called strike.
Curveball just froze the batter.
1-2 the count to Zamaripa. From the stretch. Southern spins off and looks Murphy back to first. Check, swing, and foul back out of play, and the count will remain 1-2. It just wouldn't be baseball without cold weather, would it, Scott?
That's right.
Pitch misses low for ball 2, and that'll even the count up at 2-2. Deuce is wild for Zamaripa. The pitch, that's cut on and hit down the third baseline. Garcia makes the throw over in time to get the out. That will go 5-3. What an outstanding play by Garcia to get Zamaripa at first. After 1/2 inning, no runs, no hits. Well, actually 1 hit and 1 left on. On to the bottom of the first we go with your Rouse Raiders knotted up in a scoreless ball game.
Good performance by Jared Souther at first outing. He's got some people in the ballpark tonight watching his performance, getting him ready for his next level, the University of Texas commit. I think UT had a good game the other night. They redeemed themselves after a challenging weekend against Stanford.
Where their real test will be this weekend as they open their conference schedule versus Texas Tech.
My Fighting Texas Aggies had a tough game the other night against Dallas Baptist. I'm going to have to give equal time. So they took it on the chin, but they've got a outstanding series coming today or tonight against Vanderbilt. It's going to be a challenge, but two good Texas powerhouses are playing some quality games this weekend.
I got some good friends that I went to school with, Brian and Stacy Brown of Godley, Texas. Their son is a freshman playing for the Aggies this year, Brett Brown.
Shout out to Brett. Whoop.
Couple of stars, Bobby Goodlow, his best friend on the Wildcats, went to play for TCU this year. So
another outstanding organization.
Defensively for the Mustangs, on the hill, Curtis behind the plate, Zamaripa at first base, Haley at second base, Farrell at shortstop, Zavala, Mayberry at third, Nail in left, Wilson in center, and Chase in right.
Coach Crimpine making that walk down to the third base box, ready for his role in all of this as the Raiders.
Coach don't look like he likes cold weather too much.
I don't think so. I was supposed to put a propane heater in the dugout tonight, and it's still in the back of my truck. I'm looking at it right now.
Uh-oh.
So,
that'll be a demerit.
Yeah, I'll have to run a few motivational exercises after the game. I can blame it on my son. How's that?
Due up for the Raiders, Alepa, Porter, and Bennett in the first.
And now leading off the Rouse Raiders, number 6, Jake Alepa.
Marble Falls in their road grays. They have purple numerals and lettering bordered in white. Purple caps. Curtis winds and delivers the first pitch down the middle for a strike to Alepa, or Alipa.
Alipa.
As Scott likes to endearingly call him. The 0-1 pitch, that's swung on and fouled out of play for strike 2.
We have to keep our tradition alive with nicknames for the players. Alipa won that nickname a few weeks ago at the Myra tournament down in Corpus Christi.
The 0-2 pitch from Curtis. That's cut on, hit down the first baseline, and ruled foul as was looking toward the first base umpire to make a ruling on that, but the ruling actually came from the home plate umpire.
Came from the home plate. And speaking of foul balls, Michael, did you hear the proposed changes for Major League Baseball going into 2020?
I have not.
5 foul balls allowed, and that's it.
Really?
That, and a relief pitcher must face a minimum of 3 batters.
Interesting.
Not sure if these have been accepted yet.
The 0-2 pitch, a curveball, that's cut on and fouled out of play, and the count remains 0-2. Dalton Porter on deck for the Raiders. Mustangs shift to the right on Alepa. The pitch is cut on and hit foul.
I believe he's reached his allotment.
If that stands, I can't hardly imagine that one stand. But
it's goes back to what MLB's trying to speed up the game, they say. But
once again, the 0-2 hangs upstairs for ball 1.
I think they should just leave it alone.
Well, they put the pitch clock in on the minors, but I have not seen it move to the majors.
It's being discussed. So, of course, I heard all of this morning on the radio.
Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Alepa is retired for out number 1. Number 55, Dalton Porter, stands in, and his dad reminds us once again his middle name is Paul.
Dad up here in the press box doing the announcing. We really appreciate that.
Dalton playing right field tonight. And that pitch misses high and outside for ball 1.
Michael, looks like our stands are full. We have quite a few Raiders fans and quite a few Mustang fans drove in from Marble Falls.
Well, 1-0, that's outside for ball 2. Porter stands at the very back of the box from the left side, the 2-0. That gets the outside corner for strike 1. The 2-1 pitch from Curtis is in the dirt for ball 3. Three and 1 the count to Porter. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and that'll work the count full. Wind moving around a little bit. The payoff pitch swung on. That's hit down the first baseline. Haley has it, steps on the bag, and Porter is retired for out number 2. That'll go 3 unassisted on the putout. Shortstop number 22, Connor Bennett, stands in. He digs in from the right side as he faces Haley for the first time tonight, or Curtis for the first time. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Two away with nobody on here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game between the Mustangs and the Raiders. Change up high and inside for ball 1. Count evens at 1. Curtis winds. He delivers a fastball that's going to get through for a base hit through the shortstop, Zavala, and into left field. And That'll bring up number 4 hitter,
Lance Little.
the first baseman, number 26, Lance Little.
Lance, another one of our players from Corpus tournament, gained a new nickname, Lucas.
Lucas. I need to hear the backstory on that. Little takes for strike one.
I think it was one of those mispronunciations they had down in Corpus.
Usually that's where some of them come from. Bennett sticking fairly close to the bag. He dives back in. The throw over not in time, and Bennett is safe. Nothing in one, the count to Little. The pitch low. Bennett steals second base. He got a good jump and gets into scoring position. The pitch was a ball. That evens the count up at 1. 1-1 pitch from Curtis misses outside, a curveball that was hanging high and outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Little. Bennett extends his lead a second, and Little chops this one. Popped up, and it falls out of the glove of Nail as he tried to make the attempting diving catch, and that will score Connor Bennett. And the Raiders take a 1-0 lead.
Now up for the Rouse Raiders, number 23, Jared Southern.
Yeah, it looks like the left fielder and the center fielder collided out there. They
I think I'm just
couldn't decide.
tempted to rule that a hit just because how far they had to run to get to it, and he didn't really have it in his glove.
No, he never had control.
I'm going to rule a hit. Southern puts this one in play. That'll move Little around second. He's headed to third, and he will get there. Southern has a back-to-back single. And after Marble Falls got the first 2 batters out, the next 3 have gotten on base, starting with Connor Bennett. Number 18, Ethan Moore, courtesy running for the pitcher, Jared Southern, as Dylan Lewis comes to the plate. Lewis playing second base. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Good opportunity here for Dylan to get some extra runs in.
The pitch misses outside for ball 1. At least that's my best guess. He never gave an indication.
No. Moore is able to steal second. Now we've got 2 in scoring position.
Pitch misses down and away for ball 2.
Opportunity here for the Raiders to jump on.
Two balls, no strikes to Lewis. Runners at second and third. The pitch inside, he lays off. Actually, he did give him a strike earlier that he never gave the indication. 2-1 the count now to Lewis. Tanner Robbins on deck for the Raiders. The 2-1 pitch in for a strike. That'll even the count up at 2. Deuces wild for Dylan Lewis. It would be a good thing if he can get these 2 runs in. Curtis comes set from the stretch. The pitch high and outside for ball 3. Full count to Dylan Lewis. The 3-2. That swung on, hit up the middle to Zavala. Zavala has it, throws over to Haley in time to end the inning. Raiders score 1 on 3 hits. 2 left on. After 1 complete, your Rouse Raiders lead the Marble Falls Mustangs 1-0 here in Leander. Well, on to the second we go. Jared Southard back on the hill for the Raiders to pitch the second. Both pitchers working off of first inning rust and looking to get in a rhythm.
Friends, now's a good time to mention some of the really fine sponsors the Rouse Raider Baseball Club has. Through the years, we have a rich tradition of sponsorship.
I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our sponsors. Does your current career have you in a pickle? Reach out to Delvinoy with State Farm Insurance and learn how to hit a home run with your new career.
Well, learn how to hit that home run with a new career by
That's right.
going with Delvinoy and State Farm Insurance. Or is it Farmers?
Farmers Insurance,
Farmers.
and Delvinoy, an alumni parent.
Make sure I get that right.
That's right.
Leading off the second for the Mustangs will be number 13, Dylan Mayberry, the third baseman. He'll take inside for ball 1. Pitch for Southern, fastball. That's cut on. Could be in trouble. Lewis plays it, makes the throw over to Little at first to retire Mayberry. For out number 1, that will go 4-3 on the putout, but hats off to Dylan Lewis as he had to play nearly 3/4 or better the way to first base and deep in the infield to make that play. Swing and a miss from Luke Nail as he digs in from the left side for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, a curveball. I'm not sure where that one missed, but it was ruled a ball. 1-1 the count. A liner to third, and Nail is retired. L5 on the out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Connor Chase. Connor Chase facing Southern for the first time tonight. Curveball in for a strike.
It's Connor, the young man. Last Tuesday night, we had his last name, never could find his first name.
Never could figure out his first name. The 0-1 pitch for Southern, fastball in for a strike. Did he really? Swing and a miss. I guess you're right.
Making a change here, folks. The umpire had called that first pitch a ball.
1-2. The count to Chase. Fastball he could not catch up with as Southern brings the heat. 1, 2, 3 go the Mustangs in the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. After 1.5, it's your Rouse Raiders 1, Marble Falls Mustangs 0. Due up for the Raiders in the second. The 7, 8, 9 hitters. That's Tanner Robbins, Fisher Kingsbury, and Alex Cervetus.
Going back to Dale Vanoy, Michael, that alumni parent, father of Cody Vanoy, an all-state catcher, graduated last year.
Playing college ball at UT Rio Grande Valley.
Yep. But if your career's in a pickle, reach out to Dale Vanoy and State Farm Insurance and learn how to hit that home run with your new career.
Thank you, Dale, for sponsoring Rouse Raider Baseball. Fine family, the Vanoys.
Daughter's a softball player.
Yes, known them for a long time. Our boys played together back in the day for the Rampage. Sean Curtis back on the hill for the Mustangs here in the second.
That's going to bring up number 4 for the Raiders, Tanner Robbins.
He'll face Tanner Robbins as we get started. Raiders batting 6th in the first. Curtis Wines, fastball up high for ball 1. A little bit of sunlight starts to peek across the field. Center fielder having to block the sun out of his eyes. Robbins takes for ball 1. Or strike 1. A 1-1 pitch from Curtis. This is cut on and hit down to third base. Mayberry has it, throws over to first in time, and Robbins is retired for out number 1.
Coming up to the plate now for the Raiders.
5-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 34, Fisher Kingsbury.
Got some bio information on Mr. Kingsbury. According to his mom and dad, he really likes to eat.
Well, look at him. You couldn't tell it.
No?
He takes for ball 1. He looks pretty slender.
Says here his favorite subjects are mathematics and physics.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
What kind of physics was on that pitch, Mr. Kingsbury?
Mr. Kingsbury looks like he could eat a sandwich. Or maybe
or
he
two.
could use a sandwich or two. The 1-1 pitch, that's cut on and hit down the third baseline. It goes into left field, and that'll be a base hit for Fisher Kingsbury.
Girlfriend Katie goes to Leander High. Maybe she's listening in, or she might be here.
Alex Cervetus.
Number 9 hitter, the left fielder, Alex Cervetus.
I'd like to say a shout out to his great grandparents who are probably listening in tonight. The Cervetus family.
Kane Adamas at first base, pinch running.
Kane Adamas will courtesy run for the catcher in Fisher Kingsbury.
Michael, Alex's dad, Bob, told me Alex's grandparents are 95.
Well, congratulations on 95 years on this globe.
Big baseball fans.
Alex Cervetus digs in from the right side. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Adamas extends his lead over to first. The throw over will not be in time as the ball did not make it to the first baseman. Good thing he kept his hand on the bag as he was holding the ball. Throw over will not be in time.
And the first baseman dropped it that time.
So. Kind of got a chuckle out of the Marble Falls fans in the stands as Adamas had picked up the ball. Swing and a miss from Cervetus for strike 1.
There's nothing wrong with being friendly.
Curtis from the stretch. Throw over will not be in time as Adamas dives back in. So far, Cervetus has only seen one pitch.
Home plate umpire signaling the Raiders to get back in the dugout.
The 0-1 from Curtis misses down and away for ball one. That'll even the count.
That's anxious players.
1-1 the count to Cervetus. Adamas extends his lead at first. This is swung on. This could be trouble. It bounces out of the shortstop's hands. And Cervetus is going to reach on the error.
Brings us back to the top of the order.
On the fielder's choice.
Jake Aleppo.
And that'll be an E6.
Back to the top of the order we go. Alipa's up.
Runners at first and second, with Alipa coming to the plate. Curtis steps off and looks Adamas back to second base.
Jake Stad's one of our Booster Club board members, manages the outstanding concessions that we have.
And pitch inside for ball one. Aleppa, a strikeout victim, his first at bat. Last inning.
That's right.
The 1-0 pitch misses low for ball two.
But he went down swinging. That's what you want. You don't want the umpire to
Make that decision for you.
No.
DP on deck in Dalton Porter, or is that DPP? Dalton Paul Porter. The 2-0 pitch from Curtis, a swing and a miss for strike one. Adamas has looked back as he gets back to the bag, and Curtis steps off. The pitch from Curtis, this is chopped on and fouled back out of play for strike two. Count evens up for Aleppa.
Got a good opportunity here to get one run in, maybe both.
The Raiders stranded two back in the first, and they have two on right now as Aleppa takes for ball three and works the count full.
First baseman's not making any effort to
Hold him on at all.
yeah. Could have a good little hit and run going.
Curtis steps off and looks Adamas back to second. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss on an inside pitch. And Aleppa goes down swinging for the second time in a row. DPP digs in from the left side and looking to break this game open just a bit.
One of our UT commits.
Porter grounded out to first, his first at bat. Pitch in the dirt and gets back away from Zamaripa. The runners will advance to second and third, respectively. One 0. That's down the pipe for strike one. Curtis has the sign. The pitch swung on and fouled off. So he just got a piece of it for strike 2. Back to the catcher's glove. That had been the 3rd strike. He'd been out. One and 2 the count to Porter. From the stretch, high and outside. Count will even at 2 and 2 with 2 outs. That gives Porter deuces wild. Curtis picks up the sign from Zamaripa. Comes set. And the pitch, a fastball, chopped on and fouled off back to the backstop. And Porter stays alive. Connor Bennett with that on-deck fielding percentage. What a heck of a play retrieving that ball.
I think he's at 1,000 right now in the on-deck percentage.
Curveball misses high for ball 3, and Porter works the count full. That was a little too close for comfort.
Too close. Brushed him back a little.
Especially with this particular umpire. He tends to favor that part of the zone. Pitch inside for ball 4. And I think he got away with he dodged a bullet.
He did.
He faced 2 good pitches from Curtis right there, and now the Raiders have bases loaded.
Strike zone's wavering a little bit.
Connor Bennett with a single to left. His first at bat. The pitch he takes for strike 1.
Same location.
Curtis deals the curveball on that one. Fastball, this is cut on, this is popped up and playable. Zavala over, makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left on, and after 2 complete. Rouse Raiders 1, Marble Falls nothing.
Yeah, Michael, the Raiders are going to have to do more than that. 4 hits, but only 1 run to show for it. Got to quit leaving runners stranded on base.
So far, they've stranded 5.
Friends, this inning is brought to you by the Williamson County Deputies Association, a proud sponsor of Rouse Raider Baseball, protecting those who protect us. The Williamson County Deputies Association.
Southern back on to pitch the 3rd, and he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Chance Haley, Sean Farrell, and Zach Zavala. Mustangs just now making it through 1 time in the order. The wind and the delivery of fastball misses low for ball 1.
Just a really nice night for baseball tonight.
The 1-0 changeup gets the outside corner for strike 1. One pitch, slider. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Southern has a nice looking little slider there.
Reminds me of this batter here for the older listeners, Greg Nettles of the Padres.
The older listeners. I guess I'm not older because I don't remember. The 1-2 pitch, that's in the dirt for ball 2.
That was a Bruce Springsteen video, too. Nettles got me at the bottom of the ninth.
2-2 the count to Haley. The pitch, this is swung on, hit down the first baseline. Lance Little plays it, and Haley is retired. That'll go 3 unassisted on the putout for out number 1. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, number 1, Sean Farrell, the second baseman. Farrell batting from the right side as he faced Southard for the first time. Southard drops a curveball in on him. That misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Farrell. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Southard working several different pitches. Curveball in for strike 2. That one up in the zone inside.
Very little pause in between his deliveries.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball. This is cut on and hit out towards center. Alepa moves over, makes the catch. And retires Farrell.
Now back up at the top of the lineup, number 8, Zavala.
F8 on the flyout. And back to the top of the order we go with the shortstop, number 8, Zach Zavala. He takes for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, the fastball is swung on and fouled back out of play for strike 1. The count evens up at 1. The 1-1 pitch for Southern. The fastball is hit out to left. Servetus over, makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 go the Mustangs in the third. F7 on the fly out.
Really good performance by Jared on that outing. 3 up, 3 down.
No runs, no hits, nobody left on. After 2.5, I'm sorry.
Choose Texas native products for
Your Rouse Raiders lead the Marble Falls Mustangs 1-0 here in Leander.
Friends, let's get some scores from around the state. You're fighting Texas Aggies.
I gotta
Top of the fourth, 1-1 against Vanderbilt.
I gotta do something about my color guy. He keeps interjecting Aggies. I did Rouse play-by-play for 4 years with Mark Lynn. He never went Aggie as much as you do.
Well, my money's going to go there, so that's part of it.
Well, his did too. He's got 2 kids going through there. And I don't know about his daughter. Maybe she did too. All right, well, let's have that Aggie score.
And 1-1 in the top of the fourth. And now I'm looking up the we'll go for the others.
Yeah, go for that Longhorn score.
I'm looking it up.
They're playing tonight.
My phone won't connect for some reason.
That's because you keep interjecting A&M in there.
And I know about right now everybody's trying to get a little bit hungry, so make your way down to the concession stand. Plenty of food, soft drinks, candy, pickles. Anything you want, we got. Go get it.
So, folks, it looks like right now, University of Texas, they're in the bottom of the fifth. Texas Tech Red Raiders leading the Longhorns 3-0.
Sean Curtis back to pitch the third for the Mustangs, and he will face Lance Little, Jared Southern, and Dylan Lewis. Lance Little 1 for 1 with a single. Pitch from Curtis. That's high and inside for ball 1.
Lance's dad, David's up here with us in the press box as well, taking care of the scoreboard tonight.
Lance, a junior for the Raiders. The 1-0 misses low for 2-0. Put some rhymes in the game there. Anybody pick it up? The 2-0 pitch from Curtis. That's cut on and hit down the third baseline. Foul. For strike one. 2-1 the count to Little.
Looks like we still have 2 lights that are out, Mike. To turn that work order back in.
2-1 pitch from Curtis. That's cut on and hit out to center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And Little with back-to-back singles.
That's going to bring up number 23, Jared Southern.
Just got the signal from Lance's dad that he'll get to eat tonight, get it on base again.
He gets 1 donut for each single he gets.
1 donut for each single.
And if he happens to get the home run, he gets the whole dozen. Fresh and hot Krispy Kreme donuts.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
Not really. I just made it up.
Now I'm really hungry.
Curtis looks Little back to first. The throw over will not be in time. Now starting to hear the Raider chatter.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Both teams were having fun with each other Tuesday night.
Curtis has a sign. He pitches. This one's popped up and playable to right field. Chase over, makes the catch, and Southard is retired.
Just got a little too far under that one.
Southard flies out to right, and that'll bring up Dylan Lewis. Dylan Lewis grounded out to short to end the inning back in the first, stranding 2 Raiders.
Dylan, one of the seniors on this varsity squad, been with the program since pre-freshman years.
Throw over to first will not be in time as Little dives back in. Haley did not even make an attempt to make a tag. Zawaripa gives the sign. Sean Curtis comes set. The pitch. That's high and out of the zone for ball 1.
Dylan's parents are longtime supporters of the club. His mom actually makes some type of shawls or blankets that she knits and puts them up for sale for funding.
Fundraising?
Yep. She'd probably sell quite a few tonight.
1 ball, no strikes to Dylan Lewis. Runner at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Little takes off to second. Throw will be wide of the bag. Having some technical difficulties with our studio disconnected, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. 1-1 the count to Tanner Robbins. The pitch, swing and a miss, and it's to the backstop. Actually called foul ball. Robbins gets just a piece of it. 1-2 the count to Robbins. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Your Raiders have a 2-0 lead over the Mustangs. Curtis spins off and looks Lewis back to second. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss as he went around. For the strikeout.
Number 34, Fisher Kingsbury.
Number 8 hitter and Fisher Kingsbury comes to the plate. Kingsbury with a single his first at bat. He's 1 for 1.
Fisher having a good year behind the plate as well. Really good catcher.
Well, he had big shoes to fill in replacing Cody Vanoy. Kingsbury gets a hold of this one and hits it out of the park foul for a long strike one. Oh, and 1 the count to Kingsbury. Curtis comes set from the stretch. The pitch. This is cut on, hit back up the middle. It's booted by Zavala, and he will make no attempt. He will reach on the fielder's choice on the E6.
And the shortstop just bobbled that ball, and he knew it. He wasn't able to do anything with it. Sometimes it's better just to hang on to it.
Alex Cervetus will come to the plate. He headed to a fielder's choice and reached on the error by the shortstop.
Shout out to Alex's great-grandparents.
95 years old. Thank you for listening in to Rouse Raider Baseball. Pitch from Curtis in the dirt for ball 1. No activity so far in the Mustang bullpen. Not sure of Curtis's pitch count, but he's definitely got to be up there. He'll step off and yo-yo back to first. Not in time. He is facing his 18th batter right now. Cervetus fouls this one off for strike 1. Runners at the corners. With 2 outs for Cervetus. The pitch from Curtis, this is chopped on and hit foul. And Cervetus finds himself 1 and 2 in the count. Protect, protect, protect.
That's where he's at.
Anything close.
The fans are really filling up both sides of the stadium here, folks.
Curveball misses high. For ball 2. Adames will pick up the stolen base on defensive indifference. The 2-2. This is cut on and hit over to Mayberry at third. The throw over to first in time. And just barely in time. That will go 5-3 on the putout. Raiders get another hit.
They're still stranding runners, though, Michael.
They pick up no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on. After 3 complete, your Rouse Raiders lead 2-0 here in Leander. Jared Southern on to pitch the 4th.
Pitching a good game so far.
He will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Mustangs.
Michael, when you need to do your landscaping, I sure hope you're using Texas native products from Austin Woods Recycling, another proud sponsor of Rouse Raider Baseball.
I actually do. I buy it from Lowe's. I get the black mulch.
There you go. Locally owned, Austin Woods Recycling.
And they're just right up the road on 1431.
That's right.
Really makes my flower beds.
And now batting for the Mustangs, number 4.
Makes that black color really makes them pop and stand out. The pitcher, Sean Curtis, will stand in. He digs in from the left side as he will face Southard for the second time. Curtis with a single is first at bat. He's 1 for 1 against Southard tonight. Pitch misses in the dirt for ball 1. The pitch misses for ball 2. Umpire doesn't always give a signal, so this is cut on, hit foul for strike 1. 2-1 the count to Curtis.
Those flags have just died out there, haven't they? Not
Really
a breeze one.
I'll tell you what, it is pretty cold.
Showing.
Swing and a miss from Curtis as he offered, had a pitch in the dirt.
I'm showing 55.
It feels colder than that. What's the wind chill?
Let me check the Troy Kimmel weather app here.
That's your good friend, Troy Kimmel, by the way.
Longtime meteorologist.
Of course, back in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we had the world-famous Harold E. Taft and David Finfrock.
Harold Taft. I actually have Mr. Taft's book, Texas Weather.
It was fouled off, and the count remains 2-2. A good man Harold Taft was, and David Finfrock replaced him after he retired. And both of them were excellent weathermen. One thing about being a meteorologist, you still get paid when you're wrong.
You get paid whether you're right or wrong.
Strike 3 on Sean Curtis, and he is retired for the first out.
That's going to bring in number 10 for the
That'll be
Mustangs.
Southard's third strikeout for the night.
Jared's parents in the stand. Ray and Estella.
Fastball in for a strike to Cooper Wilson.
Estella's our official team photographer. She's finished taking all the pictures of the boys.
Strike 2. Oh, and 2 to Wilson. Southern winds a curveball that's chopped on and fouled off, and he stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Nobody on with 1 out here in the top of the 4th for the Mustangs. Curveball sails high and away, or high and in actually, for ball 1. One and 2 the count. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Wilson is retired for out number 2.
Jared certainly on top of his game tonight.
Catcher, Tamarippa.
Jack Zamarippa stands in. He's 0 for 1. He grounded third back in the first. Pitch in for a strike.
Right down in front.
Another strike.
Umpire's delayed on giving us a signal, isn't he?
Well, his strike signals aren't consistent. He doesn't make the same motion each time, so it gets difficult. The 0-2. Whoo! Where was that?
I'm not sure. Maybe we should call timeout and let me go down there and explain to him.
The 1-2 pitch, a curveball.
Same pitch.
Zamarippa didn't even question it. When he saw it come across, he turned and walked to the dugout.
Yeah.
He knew it. Southern sits him down in order. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. 1, 2, 3, go the Mustangs. In the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And after 3.5, it's your Rouse Raiders 2, the Marble Falls Mustangs 0.
Yeah, Michael, it's a little chilly out here, and Coach is looking up. I believe he's looking at you, wanting to know where that propane heater is.
Well, since I didn't communicate it to him, you're going to have to be on the hook for that one, my friend.
I guess so. I'll be doing motivational runs after the game.
Southern with 5 strikeouts on the night so far.
Yeah, Jared's really got a good game going tonight. Another varsity player, seniors, committing to University of Texas, will begin his career right after high school.
Which will be good to see him play.
Get to see some local action.
Right, at the next level. As I am a lifetime Longhorn fan. As my kids see my old yearbooks and they said, Dad, you were a Longhorn fan way back then? I'm like, man, that was only yesterday to me, bud.
What I like to say, Michael, it's not the years or it's not the age, it's the mileage.
There you go.
Got a lot of miles.
Sean Curtis back on to pitch the fourth for the Mustangs. In the fourth,
Coach making
he
a
will
slow
face
walk.
the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Alepa, Porter, and Bennett. Raiders have stranded 5 runners through 3 innings. Actually, let me check that. 1, 2, 3, 4,
And leading off the bottom of the fourth,
5,
going to be number 6, Jake.
6. I take that back. 6 hitters. Leading off for the Raiders in the fourth, Jake Alepa. Alepa, the center fielder for the Raiders. Alepa is 0 for 2, striking out both times. Pitch from Curtis misses inside for ball 1. One-0 pitch upstairs for ball 2. Dalton Porter on deck for the Raiders. The 2-0. In for a strike. Curtis steps, sets. He goes back to the windup. The 2-1. Gets the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count to Alepa. Samaripa gives the sign. The windup from Curtis, and it's fouled off, and Alepa stays alive.
Got a piece of it on that one. Looking down to Coach, get his sign.
The 2-2 pitch. He lays off and works the count full. The payoff pitch. That's cut on, hit foul. Alepa does have his share of fouls on the night.
He does. He's beyond his allotment.
Payoff pitch. And he rung him up again. This time he's check swing and called on it anyway.
That's going to bring up number 55, Dalton Paul Porter.
And Aleppa 0 for 3. That'll bring up Dalton Porter. Pitch misses high and outside for ball 1.
A little bit of chatter now coming from the Rouse Raider dugout.
Chopped on goes foul for strike 1. Porter grounded to first and walked his 2 previous at-bats. One and one the count to Porter. The pitch. This is fouled off again for strike 2. One and two the count to Porter. The wind and the delivery. This is cut on, and this is lined down to first base over the top of Haley's glove, and Porter rounds first. He will hold up and come back. He gets the single.
That brings up next, number 22.
Just a line drive straight down the right field. First baseman attempted, wasn't able
Actually,
to.
looked like he got a little piece of it, but enough juice on it that it sailed clean through. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 22, Connor Bennett. Throw over to first will not be in time. Porter gets back in standing up. This is popped up and back out of play for strike 1 to Connor Bennett. Base runners have not been a problem for the Raiders tonight. It's getting them home.
We've stranded quite a few. 6 hits, but only 2 runs to show for it.
Only have 2 out of 9 base runners to make it home. Throw over to first, not in time. Pitch for Curtis is down low, and Zamaripa loses the handle on it, and Porter will advance on the stolen base. One and one to Bennett. Pitch in the dirt. Two balls, one strike to Connor Bennett. The pitch was down and away, but got just enough on the outside corner. It's called for the strike. 2-2 the count to Bennett. Curtis comes set from the stretch, spins off, looks Porter back to second. Re-engages the rubber. Picks up the sign from Zamaripa. The pitch, this is cut on. This is going to be through for a base hit into left field. Porter will advance to third and hold there. And Bennett at first. Back-to-back singles for the Raiders. Runners on the corners with one out for Lance Little.
Opportunity for
Little.
Mr. Little to
Is 2 for 2
bring in.
with 2 singles.
Well, let's make that 3 for 3. No activity in the Mustang bullpen, though.
Curtis comes set. The pitch. Misses low for ball 1. Have to be some activity soon. He's got to be getting close to his pitch count.
And as you mentioned before, Michael, it's a cold night.
The 1-0. This is cut on and hit down the third baseline. This is going too close to the fence. This will score. Porter Bennett on his horse. He rounds third. He's coming in to score. And the Raiders plate 2 runs in the 4th. On the stand-up double by Lance Little. Batting 1,000 on the night.
Yeah, Michael, that's just what the Raiders needed.
Raiders with a 4-run lead over the Mustangs, and Marble Falls calls time. Now there's beginning to be some activity in the Mustang bullpen.
Folks, this timeout is brought to you by SHN Radio Network, another proud sponsor of Rouse Raider Baseball. Their second year with us. Really are thankful and appreciate their guidance and helping us keep the tradition of broadcasting alive.
SHN, the Schoening Hip Network. Carl Schoening and Rob Hip created the SHN network, and they've got some great partners and silent partners that are very outstanding people in the radio broadcast industry. Jared Southard stands in as he takes for ball 1. Southard is 1 for 2. He is singled and flown out to right. Pitch from Curtis. Curveball that's cut on and fouled back out of play for strike 1. One on with one out. Lance Little standing at second base. The 1-1, and Curtis spins off and throws over, not in time, as Little dives back in. Little definitely with the hot bat tonight. This is hit up into right field. Sutter with a single. Lance Little will round third and will score easily. Jared Sutter with an RBI single.
Now to bring out number 1, Dylan Lewis.
Little with 2 RBI, double in the back earlier before Southern, and that'll bring up Dylan Lewis. Dylan Lewis is hit into a hit and reached into fielder's choice and is grounded out to short. Ethan Moore in to run for the pitcher.
Running for the pitcher, Jared Southern.
Courtesy runner, and Ethan Moore. So he'll pick up the stolen base. Curtis looks him back. Number 9, Ethan Murphy, getting loose in the Mustang bullpen. The 1-0 pitch is cut on and fouled off for strike one. The pitch from Curtis, the curveball hangs upstairs. For ball 2, and Curtis has been doing a pretty good job of keeping this game manageable up until this inning. Raiders coming into this inning were leading 2-0, but they had gone through 3 innings. Moore advances to third on the stolen base.
That's that old saying, Michael. Hit them where they're not, and that's what the Raiders have been able to do. They're hitting the ball into the gaps.
3-1 the count to Dylan Lewis. The 3-1 pitch from Curtis. This is caught on and hit to short. Through or underneath the glove of Zavala and into left field. That will score more, and that'll do it for Sean Curtis. As the Raiders have plated 4 runs here in the 4th. Hats off to Sean Curtis, who's done a good job
He certainly did.
in keeping the game manageable. He's just faced a lot of batters and didn't give up runs. Mustangs were able to get out of some jams, and at one point they got out of the inning with bases loaded and ended up Raiders stranding 6 through 3 innings.
Michael, you and some of our fans will be glad to have this update. Bottom of the 6th, University of Texas now leading Texas Red Raiders 4-3.
Hook 'em horns.
Go ahead, get it out of your system.
The eyes of Texas are upon you all the livelong day. I don't know if you've seen this or not, Scott. Something interesting. In an article I read yesterday, A&M has put a lot of advertising in at ABIA.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In the stairs, a big banner. I think 12 or 13 different points through the airport, which has definitely drawn the angst of the Longhorn faithful as they commented on that article.
I'm sure it has. The score for the Fighting Texas Aggies, top of the 6th, Vanderbilt 2, A&M 1. Aggies have a little bit of work to do. Pitching change brought to you tonight by our fine sponsors and friends at Rudy's Barbecue and Mighty Fine Hamburgers. Another year of sponsoring the team. They really help out the team when we travel to tournaments.
Number 6, I'm sorry, Scott.
Oh, go ahead.
Number 6, Hunter Rogers comes on in relief of Sean Curtis. So he's getting his warm-up throws in.
Did we see Mr. Rogers Tuesday night?
I don't think we did. No. We weren't in his neighborhood.
No. Bada boom, bada bing.
You picked it up. We were not in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Actually, I guess we were.
Yeah, I guess we were in his hood. We
were at their place, so
really
we were in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Really,
but we did not see him.
Nice field at Marble Falls.
Nice field.
The fan
nice
base
people.
treated us well. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much for that.
Now that's going to bring up number 4 for the Raiders, Tanner Robbins.
Keep in mind what they do so I can write them up.
All right, folks, you're going to have to put up with the color guy for a while because Michael's going to get a drink of water. So Michael's left the building. He's had enough of A&M. Tanner takes a strike straight down the middle. Raiders leading 6-0. There's only one out, one on. In the windup. That'll bring up ball 2. Tanner the DH tonight. Count goes to 3-1. Throw down to third. And he got him, folks. So that cuts off the lead runner. Brings up 2 outs. So full count to Mr. Robbins. Pop fly right down the left field, and it goes foul. He stays alive. From the windup. Over the head of the left fielder. Robbins is going to take second, standing up. And he's going to stretch it out to third. Coach is signaling him in. And he stands up with a stand-up triple.
That's going to bring up number 34 for the Raiders. Fisher Kingsbury.
Brings up number 34, the Raiders catcher, Fisher Kingsbury. Folks, we're in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, 1 on. Raiders threatening for another run. Kingsbury fouls that one off. And it's 0-1. Another base hit out to the left fielder. That's going to score Robbins. And Kingsbury easily goes to first.
That'll bring up number 14 for the Raiders, Alex Cervantes.
Alex Cervantes is up to the plate now. Raiders are leading 7-0. 2 outs, 1 on first. And he grounds out to the shortstop who gets him out at first. So, we've gone through 4. Going to the top of the 5th here, folks. Your Rouse Raiders leading 7-0. Friends, the 5th inning is going to be brought to you by Austin Pro Siding and Windows, another proud sponsor of Rouse Baseball and Athletics. Austin Pro Siding and Windows has been helping Austin homeowners with siding and window projects for over 6 years. Please think of them the next time you need a window or siding project. Austin Pro Siding and Windows.
Number 13 for the Mustangs, Mayberry.
And here we go, top of the 5th. Southern's still on the mound. Mustangs have Mayberry in at bat. Takes a call, strike 1. Missed that outside corner for ball 1. Southern's next pitch went in the dirt, ball 2. Mayberry stands back in. Back up the middle of the pitcher. And Southern throws over to first. 1 away.
Now for the Mustangs, number 2, Nell.
That'll bring Mustang player number 2, Nell, up to the plate. Stayed up high for ball 1. Brushed him back a little bit on that one. Ball 2. Folks, our delay is due to the umpire. It's difficult to read his signs sometimes. Count goes to 3-0. Southern issues his first walk for the night.
Brings up number 17 for the Mustangs, Chase.
Number 17 coming up for the Mustangs now, Mr. Chase. He needs to get where you're at, sir. Thank you. And it looks like Michael's back in the driver's seat now. We're still having those delays on the umpire.
Right.
While we were gone, we scored a few more runs. We're up to 7 now.
So Tanner Robbins got out, Fisher Kingsbury got out.
Dan, yeah, Tanner had a stand-up triple. full count. Second walk issued by Mr. Southern tonight.
That will bring up number 11 for the Mustangs, Haley.
Mustangs have runners on first and second. One out.
Number 11.
There you are. You're back on.
Now I'm back on. Number 11, Chance Haley now stands in. He takes for strike one. Thank you, Scott, for filling in the gap for me.
My agent will be in touch.
The 0-1 pitch. In for a strike. And Haley behind in the count. 0-2. Runners at first and second, Luke Nail and Connor Chase, respectively. Haley just gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Count remains 0-2. Runners at first and second with one out here in the top of the fifth. Marble Falls threatening here. Southern steps off and looks Nail back to second. The pitch, a swing and a miss from Haley. And he is retired for out number 2.
That will bring up number 1 for the Mustangs, Farrell.
So how did Mayberry get out at the first of the inning?
And there's crickets. It may have been a strikeout. We'll have to go back and look at the book. I see what you mean, running the computer and the scoreboard.
Right.
And flipping burgers and keeping Mr. Porter happy and making, yeah, it's hard.
First pitch misses for a ball as Hunter Rogers.
I'll try to sum it up. Our guys hit the baseball and ran the bases, and we scored points.
Pitch misses for ball 2. Rogers hitting in place of Sean Farrell. Pitch in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the fifth with Marble Falls threatening a swing and a miss from Hunter Rogers. That'll even the count up at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. In for strike 3 as he's caught looking.
Froze him at the plate.
No runs, no hit, 2 left on. And after 4.5, it's your Rouse Raiders 7. Marble Falls, nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
This is a great time to thank all the following sponsors for the continued support of Rouse Raider Baseball. Bohemian Barbecue.
So, Michael, while you were gone, did you happen to pick us up some of those delicious donuts we were talking about?
Right.
Or maybe a cup of coffee or something.
The thing I'll say, Scott, is getting old is definitely not for the faint of heart.
No, it's
just certain things about you just start to change over time, and some things don't work as well as they used to. And
I've found that I don't like the wet weather as much. And if you're a young player out there or an older player and you want to get some batting practice in, make sure you go by our friend Zach Sneff at Kane Southwest Outdoor Facility. He's a local batting facility and has really sponsored the Rouse Raiders outstanding this year. We've had some bad weather, as you know, and our batting cages are outside. They're not covered. And Mr. Sneff at Kane Southwest Outdoor Facility has opened his facility on numerous occasions and allowed the team to come in there and get some much-needed batting practice. Looks like it's paying off tonight, leading 7-0.
Due up for the Raiders in the fifth, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Jake Alepa, Dalton Porter, and Connor Bennett.
There goes Coach back to the third base box. Got a little pep in his step now.
Hunter Rogers back on the mound for the Mustangs as he comes on in relief of Sean Curtis.
And in the bottom of the fifth, that's going to bring up Jake Alepa.
You know, our game was rolling right along at a fast pace until that top of the fifth.
And it kind of slowed down just a bit, which gave me a little bit of time to take care of some business. Wild pitch in the dirt for ball one.
How did the stands look when you walked by? Pretty full?
Yeah, it looked pretty good overall. Concession stand open and nice warm food in there. The 2-0 misses down and away for, actually it's not 2-0, I'm looking at the scoreboard. The 1-0. Now it's 2-0, so it's correct.
Mr. Porter doing an outstanding job on the scoreboard. Double duty right now.
A swing and a foul tip by Jake Alepa for strike one. Yeah, I just don't know if it's been changed over to, no, it hasn't been changed to the bottom of the fifth inning. Now you're still in the first half of the inning because you have 2 outs on the. Now you're in the sixth. You went too much.
You're going to have a mad mommy up here in a minute. We'll have to lock the door.
3-1 the count to Jake Alepa. Rogers winds, he deals. Alepa shows bunt. Pitch called a strike. And the count works full.
Like we've got some activity in the Raider bullpen, Michael. Can't quite see who it is. Jake goes down on strikes.
That's the 4th time. He has struck out every time.
He needs to go over to Kane Southwest Outdoor Facility and take a few reps.
Dalton Porter stands in. He will face Hunter Rogers for the first time tonight. Porter 1 for 2. With a line out to first, a walk, and a single. Pitch fouled off for strike one. Rogers from the stretch, and the pitch. That's inside. I'm not sure if it got a piece of him or not.
Sure.
He's not acting like it, so. That'll be a ball. 1-1 the count to Dalton Paul Porter. Rogers comes set. A high leg kick. A swing and a miss on a pitch that was 2 foot out of the zone. 1-2 the count to Porter. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on. That's hit over to second. Farrell has it. Actually, Zavala has it and makes the throw over to Haley for the out.
22 for the Raiders, Connor Bennett.
That'll go 4-3 on the putout. So defensive changes. Zavala moves over to second. And Curtis moves to short. Bennett with a hit in the hole. And is thrown out. And 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders for the first time tonight.
First time tonight.
Is that the third baseman that covered that?
I believe so.
5-3.
5-3.
On the putout, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And after 5 complete, it's your Rouse Raiders 7, Marble Falls Mustangs nothing. Pitching change for the Raiders. And a defensive change. Andrew Garcia is now behind the plate, and Fisher Kingsbury has come on in relief of Jared Southard. I believe that is the only defensive changes.
I think so. That's all.
So far, Lepa's still in center, and Servetus in left. Lewis at second. Bennett at short. Garcia at third. Due up for the Mustangs in the 6th. They're back to the top of the order. Zavala, Curtis, and Wilson.
Fisher Kingsbury in relief of Jared Southern on the mound for the Raiders.
Kingsbury trying to get Garcia's attention to come out to the mound.
Conference at the mound.
And he was looking elsewhere.
Need to look at your pitcher.
Number 8.
Andrew, another one of the seniors on this varsity squad.
Well,
with
his
his brother Matt.
His twin brother playing 90 feet away from him at third base.
Been part of the program since the pre-freshman days.
Zach Zavala stands in, and he faced interesting.
Got Gremlins up here tonight.
One strike to Zavala. Kingsbury steps off, resets. From the stretch, the pitch, a curveball in for a called strike, and Zavala down in the count, 0-2. Sean Curtis on deck for the Mustangs. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball in for strike 3.
Doesn't look like he liked that call.
He's caught looking for out number 1.
Mustangs, Curtis.
Sean Curtis digs in from the left side. He's 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout. He's batted in the 1st and 4th innings. He takes for ball 1. The The 1-0 pitch from Kingsbury. That's a swing and a miss on a fastball. That'll even the count up, 1-1. Fastball misses just out of the zone for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch from Kingsbury. Curveball hangs outside for ball 3. Three balls, one strike to Sean Curtis. Fastball misses down and away. And Kingsbury gives up a walk.
That brings up number 10 for the Mustangs, Wilson.
Now batting for the Mustangs, the center fielder, number 10, Cooper Wilson. One on with one out. Kingsbury fakes a throw to first and looks Curtis back. The pitch, fastball inside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Cooper Wilson. He rules that one a strike as Garcia loses the handle on it. That'll even the count up at 1. The pitch, man, that was a beauty right there. You couldn't frame it any better. 1-2 the count to Cooper Wilson. Kingsbury checks Curtis back at first, steps off and doesn't make the throw. Curtis dives back in. The 1-2, this is cut on and hit foul. Wilson stays alive. Zamaripa on deck for the Mustangs. Pitch, curveball. This is hit out to center. Alepa tracks it, makes the catch, and Wilson is retired.
That will bring up number 7 for the Mustangs, Zamaripa.
2 away as Jack Zamaripa comes to the plate. Zamaripa, the catcher for the Mustangs. 1 on with 2 outs. Runner at first in the form of Sean Curtis. Kingsbury comes set. He delivers a fastball that's cut on and missed for strike 1. Marble Falls, a renewed rivalry, a district rivalry with the Raiders.
And we had them years ago, didn't we?
Just a few short years ago, District 25 4A. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and this goes through the legs of Andrew Garcia back to the fence, and Curtis will advance on the pass ball. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And Zamaripa is retired. No runs and no hits. 1 left on after 6 and a half, or 5.5. It's your Rouse Raiders 7. The Mustangs, nothing. On to the bottom we go.
Bottom of the 6th.
And you're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on the Shoning Hip Network, SHN Sports. You can find us at shn.com. We have a lot of exciting things that are happening with SHN Sports. SHN Sports looking to launch the broadcast in a box and make an offering to local schools.
And I think they're filling that niche that that happened, what was it, last season when the Cube went away or was purchased by another company and went into a subscription type level of service. You have to pay to listen. The Booster Club at that time made a decision to go with SHN, and they've been a good partner. Second year with them, and we have a lot of alumni, a lot of parents, a lot of grandparents that listen in. And folks, we appreciate your support of the Rouse Raider Baseball Booster Club. It's because of the sponsorships we're able to do this.
SHN Sports has picked up some NCAA action as they covered Southwestern University.
That's right.
this year in football, and tonight and tomorrow night they are covering the Heartland Conference basketball tournament.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe SHN is a local company out of Georgetown.
They are out of Georgetown. So a lot of good things happening over at SHN Sports.
Not so much good things happening for my fighting Texas Aggies.
Well, I think you're going to have to drop the term fighting off of it if
just never give up. But it's the bottom of the 6th, and Vanderbilt's leading 5-1.
Vanderbilt's a tough out. That's for sure. Tip of the cap too, and this is the 1-year anniversary of the passing of the one and only Augie Garrido.
Oh, that's right, Augie Garrido.
ESPN put together a fantastic tribute to Augie. More than a teacher, more than a coach. If you get the opportunity, visit the ESPN website to view that tribute. Whether it's a Longhorn or over at Fullerton, Cal State Fullerton, just a great man with a great influence over many people.
Outstanding coach and mentor.
Hunter Rogers back on to pitch the 6th for the Mustangs as he faces Lance Little, who takes on his first offering for a ball. Coach Garrido won 5 national championships in his lifetime. That pitch cut on and hit into the Mustang dugout. A moonshot.
That was a moonshot. And his Longhorns right now are leading the Texas Tech Red Raiders 4-3, bottom of the 9th.
Bottom or top?
I just switched to the bottom.
Oh, game over then. Little wild pitch action from Hunter Rogers. Count goes to 2-1. This is cut on and hit out to left. This is going to be over the head of Luke Nail. And Lance Little stays hot. His second double of the night. He is 4 for 4.
He'd stand-up double for Lance.
For Lance Little. I think you definitely have to tip your cap to Little as far as being the player of the game, albeit that Jared Southard had an excellent night on the mound. Andrew Garcia comes to the plate. Wild pitch will send Little down to third. The 1-0 pitch to Garcia, that's down in the dirt, and that's going to score Little. Little steals home on the wild pitch. Raiders take an 8-0 lead. 2 balls, no strikes to Andrew Garcia, who gets a hold of this one and shanks it foul down the third base side. Two and one the count to Andrew Garcia. The pitch from Rogers just gets the outside corner, maybe a little favorable, but ruled a strike nonetheless. 2-2 the count to Garcia. Garcia senior. Pitch, another wild pitch in the dirt and to the backstop. Dylan Lewis on deck. Full count to Andrew Garcia. The pitch, this is cut on. This is hit deep to left and foul.
He's fighting him back.
Well, it stays alive with a full count. Roger shakes off the sign from Zamaripa. He gets the one he likes. He comes set, pitching exclusively from the stretch. This is cut on and hit to short. Sean Curtis had it and made an errant throw to first. And Garcia will reach on the E6. Shortstop position for the Mustangs tonight has been a tough place to play.
Michael. It's been a struggle.
They've given up numerous free passes on the errors to first base.
Well, the scoreboard tells a story right now. 4 errors for the Mustangs.
Have a courtesy runner. Robert Mount will be courtesy running for the catcher.
Go Bearcats. That's where some of my money will be going.
The Bearcats, huh?
One to A&M and one to Sam Houston.
When I think of Bearcats, I think of Alito. Perennial state champions.
Right. That's true baseball there, isn't it?
Football powerhouse.
Yeah. I always have a good ball club, though.
Isaac Upchurch will come to the plate as he is pinch hitting for Dylan Lewis.
At second base. That's going to bring up Isaac Upchurch, number 13 for the Raiders.
Upchurch facing Rogers for the first time tonight. Robert Mount at second base. The throw ended up going into the dugout. They awarded Lewis, or not Lewis, but Garcia. Second base. And Mount will move to third on the wild pitch. Pitch, this was cut on and hit out to deep right. Chase over and makes the catch. And Upchurch is retired, but he will pick up the RBI on the fly out to right.
And that will bring up number 3 for the Raiders, Matthew Garcia.
Raiders have burned the DH, and Matt Garcia will be hitting for himself for the first time tonight. Nobody on with one out. Garcia gets a piece of it and sends it foul.
Matt, the other half of the Garcia duo, another senior.
Pitch in for strike, and Garcia behind in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing, he lays off, he goes around. Nope, he says he held up. One and two the count to Garcia. That pitch misses for ball 2, and the count will go even. Fans, join us Tuesday. We will have early games Tuesday and Wednesday next week due to spring break. Rouse will take on Connolly. Tuesday games will be here at Rouse. Game time start at 12 o'clock. Curveball inside for ball 3, and Garcia has worked the count full. That'll be Tuesday and Wednesday. The only Wednesday game of the district season for the Raiders. Both games, noontime starts. Payoff pitch, swung on and fouled off.
Caught a piece of it.
And Garcia stays alive. In the bottom of the 6th, the Rouse Raiders leading the Marble Falls 9-0. Swing and a miss. And Rogers strikes him out.
That's going to bring in number 15 for the Raiders, Hayden Asbury.
2 away. as Hayden Asbury comes to the plate. Asbury, number 15, as he will be batting for Fisher Kingsbury. Pitch right down the pipe for strike one. Rogers comes set, the 0-1 pitch. That's chopped on, hit foul down the third base side. Asbury quickly in an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing. He went around. Dropped third strike. Pulls him off the bag, but he gets his foot back on in time, and the Raider half is over. Raiders get one hit, score 2 runs, and leave nobody on. After 6.5.
All right, Michael's
actually
here.
6 complete.
6 complete. Here we go, top of the 7th. So scores from around the state. The final, UT over the Texas Tech Red Raiders, 4-3.
Awesome. Bryce Elder for the Longhorns has been a good pitcher for them. Raiders leading this one 9-0 going into the 7th.
Fighting Texas Aggies. Top of the 7th, Vanderbilt 5, A&M 2.
Well, it's disappointing that Sean Curtis was able to get that single off of Jared Southard back in the first. It's the only hit
It's the only
that
hit.
Marble Falls has. It would be a combined no-hit shutout going right now. Dylan Mayberry stands in as he digs in for the 7th inning. He faces Kingsbury for the first time tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Curveball drops in for a strike. Mayberry, Nail, and Chase are due in the 7th. Foul back to the fence for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Dylan Mayberry. Raiders doing what they've had to do to take care of Marble Falls. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was down and away, and Dylan Mayberry takes a huge swinging hack at it for strike 3.
Going to bring up number 2, Nell.
Luke Nail comes to the plate. He bats from the left side. He's lined to third and drawn a walk. Pitch sails high and outside for ball 1. Not a whole lot of tick marks on my scorebook as Raider pitching has taken care of business tonight. The 1-0 in for a strike. That'll even the count up at 1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. And the Mustangs down to their final out.
Mustangs is going to be number 17, Chase.
Number 17, Connor Chase, comes to the plate. Chase is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Pitch in for a strike. Chase checked his swing, but it was a called strike nonetheless. Pitch in for a strike, and the Mustangs are down to their final strike. Fisher Kingsbury looking to slam the door on the Marble Falls Mustangs. The 0-2 pitch for Kingsbury. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. The Raiders have shut out back-to-back the Marble Falls Mustangs. 9-0. Marble Falls gets no runs, no hits, leaves nobody on. Tail of the tape for the Mustangs tonight is errors.
Yeah, the scoreboard tells the whole story, Michael. 4 errors. Raiders came away with 11 hits.
And only made 1 error on the night.
On a cold night, but
it
clear.
It was a cold, clear night here in Leander as the Rouse Raiders take care of business and sweep the Mustangs, taking the first game on Tuesday, and they shut Marble Falls out 14 innings and hold them scoreless and to 3 hits. Raider pitching only gave up 3 hits on 14 innings of baseball, so that's outstanding pitching by the Raider pitching staff and Dalton Porter, Jared Southard, and Fisher Kingsbury.
So, Michael, tell us again, when are we play next?
We play Tuesday and Wednesday next week.
And Wednesday,
that's the 19th and 20th. They are noon game starts, so we understand that you may not be able to make it to the ballpark, but maybe you can listen in if you're at work, if they allow you to listen in on the computer. If not, listen in on your smartphone, and you can listen to us broadcast the Rouse Raider baseball game. It'll be noon game starts both days, Tuesday and Wednesday, versus Connolly. Pflugerville Connolly, and Scott and I will both be here and bring you all the action of Rouse Raider baseball, and Rouse Raider hope to continue their winning ways and get another district championship under their belt.
That's right. I want to say a big thank you tonight to the Midland fans who drove all the way up here. Be safe driving home.
Yes, please.
Outstanding fan base.
And the Marble Falls fan base coming out here, as well as the Midland fan base.
I said Midland, didn't I? So, yeah, the Marble Falls Mustangs, folks. They know who I meant. So, really appreciate them coming out.
So I was like, okay, did you have some family that came in? You knew some family came in from Midland?
I always like to mention the team that was here last week.
Right.
Starting
they were here last week.
Starting new tradition.
So, Raiders come away with another victory, another shutout. Outstanding pitching performance by Jared Southard. He fans, I believe I counted, hold on here. He had 7 strikeouts as he goes 5 innings, and Fisher Kingsbury comes on to pitch the 6th and 7th innings to close the door on the Marble Falls Mustangs. Jared Southard goes 5 innings, gives 7 strikeouts, and only gave up, I think, 1 walk through his 5 innings.
Yeah, really good performance by Jared.
Actually, he gave up back-to-back walks. I'm sorry.
Back-to-back walks.
In the 5th. So he gave up 2 walks. But outstanding performance overall as he did not have a runner score in the game. So, and tip of the cap to Lance Little.
Lance Little.
Lance Little went 4 for 4 tonight. He had back-to-back doubles and 2 singles. And let's see, where's his numbers? Right here. So he scored 3 times and drove in 2 runs. So had an outstanding performance by Lance Little at the plate tonight. And I'll name him the player of the game.
Player of the game. Well deserved.
And a very close second in Jared Southard. So for Scott Mount, I'm Michael Francis. You've been listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. And we just wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Until then, God bless and stay safe. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.